be in the frame the entire time.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just I can pretend that's my hand, and it's like we're holding hands.
Oh, you stopped thrusting.
That thrusting was just for you, and it never happened because I would get a taunting call in the NFL. That was a full pelvic thrust. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition, the Monday edition of the Grossi Perna Show, otherwise known as GPS. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. We got football. So much football to talk about, Tom. But before we do, I wanted to ask you one question.
One question.
Do you think Vin Diesel and The Rock are actually going to squash their beef now that Vin Diesel has reached out via Instagram?
I saw it, and he called him a little brother. I don't know if that's going to come off as condescending, but he's just like, listen, my kids call you Uncle Dwayne. They're sending their well wishes. Let's finish this thing for family. Let's open up a Corona and drink it and fly into space to the moon.
Boom.
I hope they do. I hope so.
I think based on all of the weird losses we saw this weekend, The Rock and Vin Diesel can come together because crazier stuff happened.
I imagine, since The Rock is from Florida, I know he's from Miami, but from Florida, he's like a Jaguars fan, and Vin Diesel was watching that game against the Bills and was like, you know what? If they could do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, before we even begin today, I'd like to be addressed as a new name now. Because on Friday, on GPS, on this show, on this program, I looked at you, Brandon Perna, and I said, wouldn't it be amazing if the Broncos beat the Cowboys and the Rams lost to the Titans? And you're like, no, Tom, that wouldn't be amazing. I want Von Miller to do well. And I looked you in the face and I said, oh, okay. But it just came true. And so now I want to be referred as Nostradamus. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Now you're stealing my nicknames. This has gone too far.
You got the curse.
I'm Pernadamus. You're Nostradamus.
I'm Nostradamus. It's Nostradamus. It's all right. It's Nostradamus. Listen, this is. Can I get it for an episode just for one? I just wanted it one. Just one.
Let's just release shirts that say Nostradamus and Pernadamus and have no context.
Okay, done.
You're like, what?
Done.
What kind of philosophy, weird psychic crap is this?
Yeah. And it'll sell 3 shirts. I will be one of them.
Yeah, I will be the second.
Yeah, and
probably Johnny Rockford, number 3.
Might be number 3 or misclick. Someone just accidentally added to the cart, and that's it. But ladies and gentlemen, we got so much to break down, and there's craziness going on. But you may have also noticed.
Ooh, what's this? What's this code up here in this?
They've returned to us.
Back in business, baby.
I'm back. I'm back in the New York groove.
Oh, go to DraftKings. We got a link in the description. We got a code, GPS. When you use that code to sign up at DraftKings, not only are they going to match your deposit bonus of up to $1,000 with your first deposit with code GPS, you support us. You support this show. And I know a lot of you unsubscribed when we openly talked about Aaron Rodgers, but keep coming back. Keep supporting Copernicus. Yeah.
Yo, that's legit.
I get that one too, Copernicus. That one actually makes sense because there's Pern in the name.
It's in the name. Yeah, it's in the name. It's
yeah. But it was Copernicus was an explorer though, right?
No.
Astronomer, astrology.
Yeah. There you go, buddy.
Psychic readings.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of being psychic, if you think you know the outcomes of football games, it's DraftKings Sportsbook. They got same game parlays, player props, live betting, and so much more. And it's America's top rated sportsbook app because it's safe, it's secure, and reliable. A lot like this show, GPS. We show up 3 days a week, air a week. And if it's not available in your state, don't forget DraftKings Fantasy. They've got the Fantasy app. There are millions and millions of dollars in total prizes every week for you to get in on. So use our code GPS, link in the description, DraftKings.com. DraftKingsSportsbook.com. DraftKings, I can read the link correctly. DraftKings.com/sportsbook or our link.
All right, so we are not going to have this sponsor on Wednesday. They're gone already.
But Brandon's illiteracy is really hurting conversions, guys.
They just keep going to the wrong link. It just can't find it. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Oh, my God. There's so much. You know what? I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to jump the gun. I'm going to go off the script. Are the Tennessee Titans the best team in football?
Boom. They were this week.
Let's start off.
They lost their best player. Well, okay. Let me pose this a little bit different for you.
Pull it back.
Tennessee Titans or Arizona Cardinals, both without their best player in Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, both get big wins. Who's the better team right now? The Cardinals or the Titans?
I mean, based off that particular win, I go the Titans. Because
Titans beat a better team.
They beat a better team.
The Rams.
I mean, however, to be fair, Cardinals also didn't have DeAndre Hopkins, too.
Ooh,
and they still got over 430 yards of offense. If you're a 49ers fan, it's like that scene in the don't worry, we'll talk about the Giants. We'll talk about the Giants for like 5 seconds. But it's like that scene in The Office when like they're doing that fake firing and Jim is like pretending to be the manager and Michael's like sitting across and he's like, okay, budget cuts, we're just gonna have to let you go. And he just slams his hand down. And he's like, I'm gonna kill myself. That's if like there are a lot of fan bases right now that are not feeling so great. I wore my Kitty Goes Meow shirt today to support the Cincinnati Bengals because, buddy, it's been hard times.
The curse is still living with the Bengals. The curse got the Cowboys. Cardinals out of the curse. Because that also with Arizona, no JJ Watt, right? So you could argue, they got 3 key players out and they get a division win. The 49ers, I thought they were going to play better than they did. I predicted them to win that game because I was like, if Kyler Murray doesn't play, I'm sorry, I don't trust Colt McCoy to get the win there. Nick Bosa been playing well. You think, get the pressure on him. But also I said, Colt McCoy kind of every year has a good game out of nowhere, stepping in. And then it's like one good game. Like, oh, maybe he could be a starter someday. And then he plays like bad. And then he breaks his leg or something. Yeah. He's had bad luck as a quarterback. So that was impressive. Stafford and the Rams. Stafford just had a bad night, had an off night, couple bad interceptions that really were just too much for the team to overcome. And not to mention the officiating in that game. I mean, there's always bad officiating, but watching that through Sunday night, just when Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels start going in on the officials, and they're having to do it in the nicest way possible because the NFL pays their bills. They were like, they had to dial it back and start to compliment the officials after they were criticizing them.
They're sandwiching
them. They brought in the booth official, and he was like, no, that was completely the wrong call, basically. Like, I don't know why this was flagged for pass interference when was it Aaron Donald who pushed?
Roughing the passer, yeah.
Yeah, pushed Tannehill. Just pushed
literally,
him.
he was like boop.
Immediately after he threw the ball. So, and I don't think like the bad officiating necessarily cost the Rams the game.
No, it didn't.
But kind of like the Cowboys, it was just a day where nothing was going to go Los Angeles' way. But credit the Titans because they did what they needed to do in that win.
I mean, Yeah, to talk about the Sunday night game super quick. I mean, the Titans defense, holy crap, man. Simmons was a wrecking ball. Like, they had no answer for him. I mean, look at it this way. The Rams didn't score a touchdown to the fourth quarter, and it was already garbage time. Yeah. I mean, who else just scores a touchdown in the fourth quarter?
Cowboys. Packers. Cowboys and Packers. The top two teams in the NFC. I mean,
yeah, we're not gonna.
The top three teams in the NFC: Rams, Packers, Cowboys, all lose.
They all lost, and now the Cardinals are back at numero uno. But guess who has the tiebreaker over them? Tom Grossi. And
you specifically.
I have the tiebreaker. I will go to Arizona. That's it, Justin. We will guide you to greatness. We will navigate you.
We will navigate you to the like button on this video. Also,
so it's right. It's right. It's around this area. I'm on StreamYard, so I'm not. Anyway, yeah, the Titans were super impressive, and it's funny because, like, again, it wasn't even like AJ Brown. It was their defense, like their or Tannehill. Like, they had good games. Don't get me wrong, but like they were efficient. But holy crap, man, that defense was just amazing. They had
this feels like
it was great.
The first Titans game where you can really look at the defense and say they won the game from it. But I mean, we've said the defense has been better this year, that they've been getting after the quarterback much better than they did last season. And then I saw a stat today proving that point, as Tennessee, 23 sacks this year, 5th in the NFL. They had 19 sacks all of last season as a defense. So they were really bad last year. We didn't think they got better this offseason, but they're starting to play well, and it is because of the defensive front. So, and it's,
they killed the Chiefs. Like, they murdered the Chiefs. Like, I mean, again, Packers did a number on the Chiefs yesterday, too, when it comes to defense. But, yeah, I mean, the Titans, I'm impressed. I'm legitimately impressed. And this is a little small thing, and I guess because I haven't watched enough Titans games. Like, I've watched a couple now. But I noticed it last night. One of the Titans players got hurt, and Mike Vrabel literally like just ran out immediately. And I don't know, that was like something that I just was like, that's awesome. Like, it was one of those things I was like, oh, like maybe, he's seriously hurt and like, that's not good. And there was Titans fans in the chat. They're saying like, no, like every time someone's hurt, like Mike Vrabel runs over.
Yeah. And like, but that's not a good thing. He runs over and he tells him, if you don't get up and start playing in this game, you are off this team. People think he's hyping them, but he's threatening them.
I'll kill your family in front of you.
I will cut off my dick and your dick to get to the Super Bowl. So you better get up and play.
So that's why Derrick Henry played after the first quarter after getting hurt last week, because Vrabel was like in his ear and he's like, I have your address.
Yeah. Henry's like, my ankle hurts really bad, coach. He's like, I don't believe you.
He's like, listen, I've hacked into your ring. I see your entire house.
If it was broken, then why does it not look like Dak's foot last year, Derek? Huh? That's a break. Jalen should have. Well, I don't know. Like, the ref said his first thing was not taunting, right? It was a personal foul.
Personal foul.
Yeah. Either way, like, the taunting's stupid. Just
so stupid.
If you eject a player like Ramsey in a game like that for taunting, that's a bad look for the league. And even as a Titans fan, you shouldn't want to see that, because it could come back and haunt your team one day.
Yeah.
Mike Grossi.
Oh yeah,
Mike Grossi.
By the way, who I think Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the quarterback of the Packers still. I don't. Come next year. Next year.
Oh, next year. Yeah, he's looking good for Denver. Denver just trying to make a case for some quarterback to come play for him. Look at all this young talent.
Anybody, just come on down, please. It's funny because friend of the show, Ken Ingalls, who's like the cap guy, just tweeted out. He goes, if the Packers in 2022 cut Mercedes Lewis, Dean Lowry, Mason Crosby, Zadarius Smith, and Randall Cobb to extend Jair Alexander, who they have to, Preston Smith, they restructure Kenny Clark and Aaron Jones, and they sign like their restricted free agents, and they keep Rodgers with no other signings, they still are not going to be able to get through the season with their cap. So, like, that's with cutting major players. and doing all that to keep Rodgers is going to be incredibly difficult.
Packers gonna have a fire sale.
Yeah.
Well, I
saw that, Jesse. Then they changed their mind. Yeah. They were just like, the Rams have to stay in this game a little bit.
Yeah. Question about your Packers. Because you watched them lose to the Chiefs. Not a huge surprise. My biggest takeaway is the Packers defense is very, very good. Very, very good defense.
Crap.
Okay.
Good.
Jordan Love, real mixed bag there. Looked like a guy playing in his first game. Wasn't the worst performance I've seen. He did some things I thought that were impressive. And he also did like the dumb rookie QB type things. How did it feel to watch a football game where your quarterback wasn't making up for all of your deficiencies on offense?
Okay. All right. Well,
because
first of all,
I've been doing it for a long time, and I've gone through the evolution of where you criticize your offense, and I just wanted to know how it felt for one game.
Listen, buddy. First of all, a long time. You won a Super Bowl more recently than we did. Okay,
I know.
First of all, and you went to 2. First of all,
yep.
Second, you don't want to go to the first one, but anyway. Second of all, we already went through this in 2018 when Brett Hundley took over for a while because Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone. So we knew what it was like, and we were like, "Oh, that was really bad." Third of all, I mean, again, I think it's a little column A, little column B, little column C, in which Matt LaFleur, who said in his press conference, like, fell on the sword, and I think that good head coaches will do that anyway. But LaFleur was like, "Hey, like, we didn't do Jordan Love any favors," because when you want him to sling the ball and throw the ball, which I disagree with them making him throw the ball 34 times, neither here nor there, but making him do that, and he has 0 time to throw the ball. Like, no QB is going to be good with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's my point. You just made my point, and it's
Aaron Rodgers makes up for like that.
Rodgers was doing for an offensive line who's had a lot of injuries this year.
Yeah.
And every week we're like, it doesn't matter what injury it is. The Packers are still competitive. They're still in these games. They're still winning.
Yeah.
So it's 2 things. Your quarterback, when they're good, when they're a Hall of Famer, they get rid of the ball quickly. That is a huge help to the offensive line. But the thing people don't talk about when you get a guy making his first start coming in for an offensive line, like Rodgers helps the line by pointing out protections, telling them, communicating with the center, with the line, pointing out the defense. What do we need to do here? And that's stuff that you can't do in the huddle. You have to do it at the line of scrimmage. And a guy like Jordan Love's not going to be able to do that yet. It doesn't mean he won't be able to get there.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, the protection looks so bad against a Chiefs team who, they have a decent defensive front when they want to play. It hasn't really been there this year, but like they brought in blitzes too, to go after Jordan Love, and and then like the fluke plays were like Jordan Love is, I think, going up to the line of scrimmage to change a protection or coverage, and the center just snaps the ball at him. And I don't think it was a turnover there, right? But like,
no,
those little things look a lot worse when you're not confident that Rodgers is going to make up for that the next play. So
yes,
it's all of those problems seem magnified when you take a guy like Rodgers out.
I also think like the Chiefs had the game plan where they're like, "Hey, we don't have to worry about Aaron Rodgers. Like, hey, Love, throw the ball, like throw the football, like we dare you." And like even like that bomb to Cobb, like it wasn't an accurate throw, like it wasn't great, and thankfully Cobb was able to come down with it. I think that you look at it, it's the play calling was not good. You're only running 20 times the entire game with a QB who's starting for his first time. You're at Arrowhead. The offensive line is not doing him any favors whatsoever. Like there's so many issues. And then Jordan Love, like, people think I'm like defending Jordan Love, and that's not the case. Like there's nuance there. Like Jordan Love didn't have a good game. Like he obviously like is a first time starter. Like that's what he looked like. And yes, you did see those flashes. And as the game went on, like especially in the fourth quarter, you see him get a little bit more comfortable. When he had protection, he made some better decisions. The thing that pissed me off yesterday, and like it wasn't just like trolls, like it was legitimate Packer fans who were like, oh, he's a bust. Like he's a huge bust. And I'm like, you've seen him play one game, literally one, with all those injuries, literally one. And it's just, it's mind boggling to me that like you watch a guy play 60 minutes of football and you're like, oh no, he's bad. And I brought this up, like Mahomes, who I think his first technical start in 2017 was against your Broncos.
Yeah, it was the last game of the season.
23 for 35, 284 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, but I think they won that game somehow.
They did still win. Yep, they still won. Like that's the thing. It's a 6-point swing. Our special teams, it's actually technically 9 because you have a muffed punt, which turned into 3 points for Kansas City. And then on top of that, we had a blocked field goal and a missed field goal. We get it. We none of those things happen. We win the game. You know, and people are just like, Matt Ramage, I was talking about this on the stream, and then Matt tweeted about it too. People were like, oh, well, if Rodgers was in, we would have won. No shit. Of course we would have. Like, we would have, like, the way that defense played. And I will say, if there's anything that's giving me a lot of hope, it is that defense. Because, holy crap,
they look
man.
good.
With Kenny Clark out, Eric Stokes, our corner, hurting himself in warm-ups, in pregame warm-ups. Then on top of that, Jair being out, Za'Darius out. You get those people back. Yeah, this is a top, like, it's definitely top 10, but you're potentially looking at a top 5 defensive unit. And it's beautiful.
How many times did Jordan Love throw it in this game?
34.
Why weren't all 34 of those passes targeted at Daniel Sorensen? That's what I want to know.
I mean, he did it once with Alan Lazard, and Alan Lazard juked him so badly and got a touchdown. So I'm all about it.
That was my scouting report for Jordan Love. Avoid Tyrann Mathieu, throw at Dan Sorensen, and God will take you to the promised land. The Packers defense looked good. That was my takeaway 1. My second takeaway is the Chiefs offense still sucks. It just ain't right. There's something ain't right with the Chiefs offense. I can't put my finger on it. The responsibility for who's to blame kind of just shuffles week to week. Mahomes looks really bad. Inaccurate, rushing some throws, trying to make like guys dropping balls, can't run super effectively. Although they did a little bit with Damian Williams.
Williams had a decent game.
It's happened long enough through 9 weeks now that I'm starting to believe it's not going to just appear out of nowhere and start lighting up defenses. The same way I'm starting to worry about Buffalo Bills and their offense, because
I'm starting to worry about that tremendously.
They lost to the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, by the way, and I'm so glad proceeding because this is a great transition into the game you're about to talk to. Love was pressured 49%. Josh Allen was pressured 39%. Nearly 40% of every single freaking fracking snap. Yeah.
And the difference is Josh Allen knows how to negate that.
Mm-hmm.
His team just got out muscled by the Jags. Like
by the Jaguars.
Jordan Love, you can be like, okay, well, 40% of the pressure. How many? It was 49% pressure, Jordan Love, that stat they just brought up. He can probably chunk away at that with experience and with time.
Sure.
Josh Allen and the Bills can't run the ball. What Zach Moss went down with an injury in this game.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence didn't even capitalize on putting this game away. He missed a wide open throw in the fourth that would have been a touchdown and would have just killed the Bills then. So it's not like the Jags are suddenly good. The Jags were without James Robinson, who is 50% of their offense.
Yep.
So the Bills, you still believe in that defense because their defense is really good, like the Packers. Yeah. But Bills and Chiefs, I think one of those teams going to figure it out. I just don't know who, and I'm worried about both of them because last year they dominated. Buffalo came out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, my God, who's going to ever stop this offense?
Yep.
Well, it turns out themselves. Yeah. Tons of upsets this week.
All right, a couple things here. One, I think my favorite part about yesterday was just the progression. What I mean, it was like Josh Allen just sacked Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And then it was like Josh Allen just intercepted Josh Allen. And then it was like Josh Allen fumble recovery, Josh Allen. And I'm just like, that's it. The gates of hell are open. Like they are wide open. Like it literally hit the trifecta. Like it couldn't have done anything else. Like unless Josh Allen scored a touchdown on Josh Allen. Like there was no other thing that could have happened. But that's one. Two, yeah, the Bills, man. I mean, Zach Moss getting injured is tough. But like they were just so convinced to throw the ball on the Jaguars, and it just wasn't working out. And the this is a Jaguars team. Like you saw them play against the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith. And I think that is like the craziest thing is that, and this is a question for you. What team like right now looks the most consistent? Because like I find like I'm going through and I'm like, the Cardinals are up there. They lost on a short week. They lost to a bunch, like, the Packers, who were definitely maimed. But like you look at maybe like the Bucks, like, I don't know what team looks super consistent as we're about to round out week 9. And I love that about the NFL. But yeah. Like what
the
is
Bucks for sure. I would put the Titans up there right now. I think the Ravens can get back into that conversation. But that's
Ravens scare me a little bit.
Maybe like the Bills rushed the ball 9 times when Josh Allen wasn't carrying it.
Yep.
He was their leading rusher again, second week in a row with 50 yards.
Yep.
That's okay when you're winning because the Ravens had Lamar Jackson carry the ball. He had 120 rushing yards plus 226 passing yards. But they also got another 100 yards from Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
So your quarterback can be that guy, but you have to have your actual running backs doing work. You have to have an offensive line that can control the line of scrimmage and open up the run game. The Ravens can do that. The Ravens' issue is their defense might be bad. Like they had to score 21 straight points to come back against the Vikings, who just looked awful against the Cowboys and Cooper Rush. And then the Cowboys are down 30-0 in the fourth quarter with their starter back. So nothing in the NFL makes sense anymore this season, which is great because that means as December comes, there's going to be a lot of really important games happening.
Yep.
And I don't know who the best team in the NFL is. I kind of want to say the Cardinals because they've won without their head coach.
Yep.
They've won without their quarterback.
Yep.
And their one
wide
loss
receiver
was against the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, a depleted Packers team, which I gave the Packers a lot of credit for. But that was on a short week.
Cardinals also had injuries too. Like DeAndre Hopkins was hurt and JJ Watt was hurt. I mean, again, I'm not going to play the Packers were hurt more. They were, but I think it's, I think they still put up a good fight. I mean, I think the Titans are in that conversation too, though. Their last 4 wins are against the Bills. They dominated the Chiefs. They beat the Colts. And then on top of that, they just destroyed, and I mean destroyed the Rams. So, yeah. And again, I think it's just like a multitude of ways. And I'm going to be honest, too. I think the Packers are still in that conversation. Like, I still think the Packers, honestly, are one of the best teams in the NFL. They get Aaron Rodgers back. And again, Dave Bakhtiari should be back this week. Rodgers can report on Saturday as long as he's asymptomatic and gets cleared by the doctors. Like, I think the Packers are definitely in that conversation. The team that I keep looking at, and I hate that I keep looking, it's the Buccaneers. That team, man, like, I'm looking at them and I'm like, they're going to get healthier and healthier. Like, Brady's playing well. That defense is going to continue to start doing well.
Yeah.
I'm just like.
Their kryptonite is the Saints. And then the Saints, we might be talking about them today if they had a quarterback. But Trevor Siemian couldn't get it done, and they lose to the Falcons, who are now a playoff team in the NFC.
Oh my God. We would be playing them. The Packers would be playing in the playoffs if the playoffs started today.
Against the Falcons? That's how it would shake out? Wow.
I'm like, you know what? Start the playoffs.
So it's if the Buccaneers get healthy, they feel like the most complete team for sure.
They're playing the Giants on Monday, buddy. They're playing the Giants.
The Bucs are?
Yeah. A week from today.
The Giants just defeated the Raiders?
Dude.
And
Captain
the Giants,
Finn Oakley.
They gave Tampa a run for their money last season in prime time. So I've seen weirder things happen, and I kind of want the Giants to win that game, not because I always want Tom Brady to lose, but because I just think that will make things incredibly interesting in the end. Chris Leonardo, you're showing up every stream, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Someone asked in the comments, and by the way, I kind of was hoping for the Giants to lose just so you, out of all of the clickbait people, were going to be the only team to win if the Steelers lost tonight. Like I wanted to, but someone mentioned in the comments, has anyone asked Scooter about the QB controversy yet? Because let's talk about it. In the last 2 games, who has a winning record? Cooper Rush. Who doesn't? Dak Prescott. That's it.
Start Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, the Giants, they had, again, red zone defense, got it done. And like the Giants, you and I have talked about this. That's why like they were kind of maybe potential sleepers this season, because their defense came a long way last year at the end of the season. Their defense started playing really, really well. And like the Giants have like all the injuries in the world. You know, I know a lot of them came back negative, but like they had a minute for like everyone had COVID, or at least they thought they did. I think
they
it was
shut
just
down the like facility or something, right?
Yeah. So I think I'm not saying the Giants are like in good hands, but Daniel Jones didn't even need to win them that game, and they had no Saquon Barkley. So all I know is the curse is real. Perna did it. And,
I cursed the Cowboys so hard. We are almost at 3,000 viewers. Thank you guys so much. I would not have bet on the Broncos to win that game. But if you were smart enough to bet on the Broncos to win the game, I hope you use DraftKings Sportsbook.
Nailed it.
America's Sportsbook. The Cowboys think they're America's team. They put the red, white, and blue on their helmets Sunday. What did they do? They embarrassed America. DraftKings will never embarrass America, especially when you use code GPS. Link in the description. When you use code GPS, first time new customers get a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. So they'll match your deposit. That's free money to bet with. Head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and check out all they have to offer, including same-game parlays, player props. Dak Prescott. He's going to need a huge player prop to get his offense right. Dang, that didn't really work. I tried. Live betting and so much more. Safe, secure, reliable. That is DraftKings. You can trust them to let you get your money when you need it. And if DraftKings is not available in your state, you can use their fantasy app, the DraftKings fantasy app. Like I've mentioned before, I love the tier maker fantasy. You get to pick from the best players every week to perform. It's not your traditional fantasy lineup. It's a little bit more fun, in my opinion. So just remember code GPS when you sign up over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Boom.
Nailed it. Right. Crushed it.
Dakota Prescott.
Ray Dakota Prescott. I was so happy about that yesterday. And by the way, speaking of Scooter, we'll talk about him for un momento, per favore. And then I do want to talk about your game real quick. Scooter Magruder. The Cowboys have 2 losses. Ooh. One more. Mystery. I just imagine Mystery like sitting at the dinner table with his family. It's just like the curse. It's real. It's real. Like, Mystery, calm down.
We must stick together as a family because this curse is gonna tear our team apart.
It's gonna tear us apart. We have one more loss. And taking a look at the Cowboys schedule real quick before we talk about their shellacking that occurred at the hands of the Broncos.
It's so
it wasn't
funny
like
the Broncos gave Dallas the second loss too.
Listen. Where are we going to lose, Cowboys? Falcons? Is it going to be that?
Good.
Is it going to be the Chiefs? Is it going to be the Raiders? The Saints? You know, wait till the very end and January 2nd and lose to the Cardinals? I'm just saying. One more. The clock is ticking. The sands have nearly expired from the hourglass.
So are the days of our lives.
So yeah, how'd the Broncos win yesterday, Perna?
Oh, they just smashed Dallas in their stupid faces. They just went in there without Von Miller, without 3 of their starting offensive linemen, finished the game without 4 of their starting offensive linemen, 3 of their top edge rushers down. No Von, no Chubb. Malik Reed's supposed to fill in for Von, gets injured at practice for last game, can't play in this one. Their top corner, Bryce Callahan, not playing. Patrick Surtain goes down in the second half. Their other good corner. Of course, you know they lost all their linebackers already this season. And and Noah Fant, starting tight end, not playing in this game. What did they do? They ran the ball down their throat. Finally, Pat Shurmur committed to the run. Javonte Williams had his first 100-yard game as a rookie. Just broke tackles. Probably a candidate for angry runs again, which he's already won this season. Melvin Gordon, sneaky good game, was clutch. Tim Patrick, our favorite underrated receiver here in Denver, Colorado, just destroyed Trayvon Diggs. Destroyed.
By the way, ready for this? Brandon Perna?
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins was out yesterday. I was like, oh, God, I got to scramble. I need a wide receiver. I go into free agency. Guess who's there?
Tim Patrick. Hell
yeah. Buddy. Scooped him up, put him right on my starting lineup. Perfection.
And Teddy Bridgewater. Steady Teddy. Teddy throws a belt. Just played good. Played very good. No interceptions. He's got his famous 2 tugs. And, well, one passing, 1 rushing for Teddy. So 2 tugs.
It counts.
2 tugs. Also, the Broncos got a little bit lucky. Okay. I know. Start of the second half. So the first half ends with the Teddy Bridgewater sack.
Yeah.
Second half begins with the Teddy Bridgewater sack.
Yep.
Broncos are going 3 and out because 2 Teddy Bridgewater sacks occur on the same series. Then Dallas blocks the Broncos punt. They block it.
Oh, I saw that. Yep.
And we all learned something because not even the announcers knew what was happening. The punt's blocked. Dallas touches the ball. Denver recovers the ball. And everyone's like, oh, but it's still the Cowboys' ball. He didn't pick up the first down. Well, when you touch the ball past the line of scrimmage after it's been blocked, it's a live ball. It's a change of possession, technically. Broncos get the ball back. They drive down. They kick a field goal. They go up 19-0. I mean, McManus missed a PAT. He missed a field goal. The Broncos left points on the board, as well as the Cowboys making some dumb mistakes. Broncos got bailed out by a pass interference call on Trayvon Diggs to help set up their first touchdown. Everything went their way. Everything went their way. And I'm just really proud of a team that put in a lot of young players who showed up. Like their offensive line, no Garrett Bowles, no Graham Glasgow. They lose the right tackle in the game, and they make it work. They made it work. The one starter left on the line was Lloyd Cushenberry, their center. And he's arguably their worst offensive lineman. So the fact that, I mean, Dallas had 4 sacks, but like the Broncos ran the ball just all game. So
that's valid.
It was a surprise. And my stream was banging. It felt good to have positive energy back in that thing. Yeah. I was like, this is what Tom must feel like almost every week. Everything is great. So I appreciate everybody who showed up. And yeah, the fact that it was the Cowboys made it a little better for some reason.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah, I'm going to make a comment on that for a second. Two Swords, actually, that's a really great question. Brandon, do you hate like my division rivals because we are symbiotic.
Ooh. Yes. We are symbiotic.
Good.
I don't hate the Lions or the Vikings.
I don't even hate the Lions.
I don't hate the Lions. I actually like the Lions. I like the Bears. I like the Vikings, but I do hate your division rivals.
What? What?
That's the type of stuff I'm going to tell my kid to confuse her as she grows older.
That makes sense.
I
wanted to point out something, and I literally just thought of it just now, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that in the script for today's West reaction video. The Cowboys are frauds. Legitimate frauds. And by the way, we have over 3,000 people in here.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.
1,600 pornographers. What up?
All right, listen. Frauds. And you'd be like, Tom, isn't that a little harsh? Like, isn't that a little harsh that you're saying the Dallas Cowboys are frauds? And I'm going to say no. And just prepare your minds for this logic bomb that is about to wreak havoc in your brain. You ready? If you were Cowboys, you'd be able to ride the horse. And you couldn't ride the fracking horse. Instead, the horse kicked you in the face. So it looks like you're not really Cowboys. You're just an a-hole in Texas dressing up and pretending to be one. Frauds.
Yeah.
Done.
That's funny. We are symbiotic, Tom, because in my Broncos recap episode that I shot last night, but I have yet to post because it needs the editing, I said the Cowboys got rode by the horses. The horses rode the cow, something like that. Same thing. Same idea. It's the Dallas cow patties, the Dallas cow pies. You played like horse crap. That's what you were on Sunday.
That's it.
I will say this. Both Dak Prescott and Matthew Stafford played bad. Both their teams lost. Yep. In their press conferences after the game, what do? They're just like, I played bad. I need to play better for our team to win. Put the blame on their shoulders, like Matt LaFleur. And it just seems kind of like a year where that's not happening a lot. Press conferences seem to be a little batty, but both of those guys were like, we're going to be all right. Like, if you're a fan and you listen to your quarterback talk after those games, even though they were bad losses,
yeah,
I think they convince you that they're going to right the ship. I'm not sure if that's true for the Cowboys, but like, I wish I had that sort of confidence week to week. And I love Teddy, but having a QB who, after a bad loss, can make you feel like everything will be okay, that's a luxury. So appreciate it. It's cliche quarterback talk, taking the blame there, but sometimes that's all right. Sometimes your quarterback goes on Pat McAfee, says a lot of crazy stuff, and hurts your soul. So,
I thought we were done.
No, we're done. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to lose any more subscribers.
I think I gained a total of 13 subscribers because a whole many people unsubscribed on Friday.
Oh, that video? I lost 21.
Oh, wait,
21.
you're talking about the stream?
Yeah, from the Rodgers reaction.
I mean, yeah, hold on. I'll check this out. The game I do want to talk about, by the way, I want to talk about the Bengals and the Browns. Because I got a lot of thoughts. On that one. All right, hold on 1 second. I want to see the analytics here. I lost 37 subscribers just from that stream alone.
And that, like, look, it's not a huge deal. It's grand.
I'm never going to financially
not
recover.
Big. But I think Tom and I both feel like we didn't do our job right if a bunch of people unsub. Or we also feel like, sometimes you gotta pull the weeds in the garden, keep the garden lush and fresh. And I thought, like, I tried to be as level-headed about it, not over criticize Rodgers, not over criticize the weird stuff he said, give him credit for the good, like, tried to be in the middle of the road. And people like, you are the Gwyneth Paltrow of YouTube. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Like,
you goop. You got the goop.
I had to stay away from that video. I had to stay away from that.
Oh, dude, it was bad. It was
I was like, yo, Tom, let's just go live and talk about this because I thought it was super interesting. But man, people take things a little too serious. And the last thing I want to say about it is, if you're looking to athletes or celebrities for any sort of medical advice to steer your opinions, you're looking in the wrong direction. And that's why I think like the criticism of Rodgers, the over criticism, like you can criticize him for what he said, and if he says wrong things, that's totally fine. But I don't think I don't know anybody's like, I was going to go get the jab.
I was going to go to CVS.
But... Then I heard him. Like, people make their decisions way before that. So it was just interesting. It's interesting to observe how the football world reacted to it, how the regular media reacted to it.
Yeah.
And now I never want to talk about it again. Anyway, Browns, Bengals. Is that where we were going next?
that was, yeah. Well, I think it's what you said too. Like, again, my DMs were a nightmare, and I mean a literal hellscape. The comments were a literal hellscape. The stream was a literal hellscape when we were doing it. And I think it goes down to like, hey, this is why we shouldn't glorify and like idolize athletes and like have these perceptions of who they are off the field. Like, we can be like, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is an incredible QB, but like that doesn't mean that he has to like fit into your box. And I don't mean that in terms of one sexually, but I mean also of like what your perception of what he is. Like, you could be disappointed in Aaron Rodgers. That's great. That's fine. Or you could love Aaron Rodgers. That's whatever. I don't care. I think it's just a matter of, hey, like when we put these guys on such a pedestal, and Rodgers has said this himself, like you put them on such a pedestal, like if they don't agree with your preconceived notions of them or they don't fit that mold, you're like, oh, well, I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
the tragedy there is then that leads to people learning that their preconceptions about you and I don't fit, and then they unsubscribe. That's the tragedy.
Like, I was called a communist a lot. I was called a communist a lot. And I was like, excuse me, it's pronounced Tomunism.
Tomunism.
All right, let's move on and talk about fracking football right now.
The Browns have been freed from Odell Beckham Jr., who is expected to clear waivers. Probably won't be claimed until or signed or whatever until Tuesday. So I just wanted to address Odell because we're on Odell watch. If he's claimed, whoever takes him has to pay $8 million.
I love you, buddy. I love you. He donated $37 because I lost 37 subs.
There you go. Yeah, I know. I mean, I gained more than that over the weekend. Well, like a lot more than that. But just like, man, I don't want people to come here and then get angry unless I just shit on their team. Like, I want you to be angry because my jokes suck or I offended your football team. I'll lose you because of that. That's the shit.
That's fine. That's fair game.
If I talk about some real stuff, I don't want to. Don't want to talk about life. Good God. No.
Talk about life all day, every day. Yeah. Here's what I said. I picked the Browns to win. I did. And so many Browns fans before the game were like, Tom, thank you for having faith in me. Like, we have no faith in ourselves at all. And I was like, nah, I think you're going to win this game. And they dominated. Like, this was not close. Like, not even a little bit. And you talk about OBJ, the efficiency of the offense and the spreading around of the ball was just so well done. The offense was great. Obviously, Chubb continuing to crush it. And they don't even have Kareem Hunt, but continue to crush it. And then the defense crushed him. Like, Joe Burrow, which now I noticed Bengals fans it's getting a little toxic talk about Joe Burrow because he's throwing some picks. You
know what I learned about Joe Burrow? He's a horrible tackler after he throws an interception.
That's true. Sees the means of production.
I've watched him whiff on that tackle so many times, and it makes me laugh every single one.
It's just great.
Yeah, Joe Burrow had a bad game. I guess I shouldn't have said he's the best quarterback drafted in the last 5 years or whatever. Boy, I made some people angry with that one too. Didn't think about that take. I just said it.
You cursed them. Remember when you cursed them and people were like, man, I hope Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt? Now people are like,
no, he's just bad.
You take it. You've literally space jammed him. Like you gave him a basketball and it sucked out all of his talent and you gave it to a bunch of aliens instead.
I've turned Joe Burrow into Baker Mayfield. Here's the thing. The Browns offense requires selfless players.
Yeah.
And Baker, when he threw, there's like 10 different guys caught balls. Nobody caught more than 2 passes in that game. Donovan Peoples-Jones had a 60-yard touchdown.
Yes, he did.
Nick Chubb averaged like 9.8 yards per carry.
Insanity.
They won. Plus, they got a touchdown from their defense in the red zone. Bad throw by Joe Burrow. Denzel Ward read it like a book. Like Champ Bailey picking off Tom Brady in the playoffs. Takes it to the house. Longest pick 6 in Browns history.
I love Denzel Ward so much too. I wanted the Packers to draft him so badly. So badly. Sorry.
Again, really Browns, our team, battled through injuries early. Browns, our team, we talked about as a playoff threat early in the season. Kind of forgotten. They could emerge in December as one of the top teams in
I agree.
the AFC still. So
it's consistency. That's what it's going to come down to. It's consistency. It's health. You know, they'll get Kareem Hunt back. And if that defense can continue to play like it's playing, they'll be in good shape. I think it's a matter of now they don't rely on a guy like OBJ. And it's exactly what you said. Their offense functions better. And it's funny because it's kind of like what the Cardinals said about Aaron Rodgers when Devontae Adams was going to be out. It forces Rodgers to not force the ball and like play a cleaner game. And you saw a pretty darn clean game from Baker Mayfield yesterday.
Yeah. Edwin, what's your grandma's name?
You know, you sick son of a gun.
Oh, is it Beatrix?
2 swords, that's valid. I know. And I'm all out of BioShock Let's Plays. Yeah, so I think the Browns looking ahead, first of all, I think because they should all be healthy, I just keep on looking ahead at that Christmas Day game. I cannot wait. Packers, Browns on Christmas Day.
Oh.
That's going to be a gift. I think that's just going to be a great football game. What'd you say?
You working on Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I'm streaming on Christmas. 100%. 100%. I might put on a hat. I streamed last Christmas, too.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I did a Q&A on Christmas.
Oh, that was was it the Vikings game? Or that was Christmas, right?
Was that Christmas Eve or Christmas Day when Kamara got like 6 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't stream that game. No, like I literally just did a Q&A at night.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Patriots won again. We have them at the end of the rundown. Are the Patriots legit? Well, if their quarterback can keep getting away with dirty plays, they're legit. I saw that
little Kurt Angle twist, little ankle lock.
I love that.
You know, it's going to be great. They get to prove it. They're playing the Browns next week. That's going to be a fun game. Look at that transition, by the way. That transition.
Browns, Pats.
That should be a real fun game. Oh, the game was on Christmas Day, by the way. Yes, with Alvin Kamara destroying the Minnesota Vikings. I hope that...
Merry Christmas, Vikings fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Gift.
Which, by the way, before we jump into the Patriots, super quick and like kind of wrap this up, and we'll talk about Monday Night Football. Vikings. I know we talked about you for a hot second, but thanks for choking the game away yet again. And I love how they go into overtime yet again and they lose, and it always makes me happy.
Yeah.
So it's a rough day for a Packers fan, but
they picked off the ball in overtime.
Yep.
It was an amazing interception.
It was a great interception. Yep.
Who did it? Dang it.
It was one of the linemen.
Yeah. I got it in my, let's see here. Anthony Barr, one hand intercepts the ball at the line. Call that not passing the bar.
Never mind. It wasn't impressive. It was not impressive. Honestly, I've seen that like a million times. It wasn't impressive.
It was impressive.
No, it wasn't.
Even more impressive, Kirk Cousins' consistency.
Wasn't impressive.
Gets the ball back. Just got to score to win. Takes the ball 0 yards down the field, punts away.
It wasn't impressive. Anthony Barr can suck a golf ball out of a hose. Okay, that's how I feel. I don't like Anthony Barr. No, he broke Aaron Rodgers' collarbone. I will never.
Oh, that's right.
That's never forgive, never forget.
But Rodgers has been better ever since. Anthony Barr made Aaron Rodgers stronger, if you think about it.
So you're saying like Aaron Rodgers is like a Saiyan, and after every battle he gets stronger?
Yeah, Super Saiyan.
No, I didn't say he went Super Saiyan. Okay, if you're gonna just be a casual, why are we even gonna do this show? Okay, they're a Saiyan. That's insane. He didn't go Super Saiyan yet, right? Or if he did, like maybe that happened in a previous season, but it's just a Saiyan trait. It doesn't have to be a Super Saiyan. But okay, whatever.
I'm
it's fine.
Saiyan. I don't watch Pokemon.
First of all, it's Harry Potter, you casual, and second,
oh, I thought it was Dragon Ball Z. I mean,
it is Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact of the day. This has nothing to do with football, and I know like we're just delaying talking about the Patriots because I'm trying to protect you. True story. Fun fact. Years ago, when I was in high school, I went to go see one of the Harry Potter movies, and just to be obnoxious, I dressed up as a pirate. And like I dressed up as a pirate to like go to like the midnight premiere at like my local mall, and I had a fake sword with me. It was like blatantly fake, like blatantly. And the security guard was like, "Hey, you!" And he literally ran up and stopped me. And he's like, "You can't bring that in there." And I'm like, "Guys, like I'm like bending it in front of him. I'm like, it's super duper fake." And he's like, "Nah, I'm sorry. Like you gotta bring it back to your car." And I was like, "All right." And he's walking with me to make sure I do it. So I put it back in my car, and I'm walking back dressed as a pirate. And he just looks at me and he goes, "So like I haven't seen Harry Potter in a while. Like when do pirates come into it?" And I just like made up some lie. I was like, "Yeah, after the 4th movie, like they really like dove deep into like the pirate lore and so that." He's like, "Wow."
That's hilarious. So that's a good story. I like that the security guard making you do something you don't want to, and then it's like, "So tell me about these pirates in Harry Potter," because I'm intrigued. Weirdo. Hey, weirdo, go put your sword back in the car.
I imagine like he saw the movie like afterwards and caught up. And he's like, "Yo, where the hell are the pirates?"
Yeah. See, like I stopped watching like cartoons and all of that stuff very young. I was like, cartoons, or I'll just stay up late and watch Taxi Cab Confessions on HBO. That's why I am the way I am.
That makes sense. At the very end, Papuso too. That is true. There is a pirate ship in Goblet of Fire. That is true.
Oh wow.
Are the Patriots legit?
They're trending that way.
I said they get a wild card spot. I said that it was possible the past couple weeks. I said their defense keeps playing like that. If Mac Jones keeps trying to break ankles of defenders, there's not going to be any defenders left. So, but questions came up yesterday, Brandon Perna, because there's a lot of happy Pats fans in that chat, and they were cheering for the Jaguars. They go, "Hey, do they win their division? Do the Patriots take the division?" There's a lot of football left, Brandon Perna. Did they take it from the Bills?
No. Nobody going to mess with my Billies. Buffalo all the way this time. Buffalo.
Edwin, there you go. Edwin doesn't remember his own grandma's name. I think that's what that's going with. But it's
Thank you, Edwin. I will never curse your grandma.
There you go, Garrett. There you go. Garrett Heights has an anime episode. Excellent.
Whoa.
Excellent.
Yeah, see, that's not my world. That's not my world. You want to talk about TV with real actors?
You're saying voice actors aren't real actors?
No. That's the easiest job on earth besides backup quarterback for the Packers.
Obviously not. We saw how that went out yesterday.
Here's my thought. The worse Bill Belichick continues to look as a dresser, as a human being, the better the Patriots' chances are.
That's accurate. You okay?
Yeah. Sorry. No, I was just looking at this Dragon Ball Z thing.
Are you looking at like DBZ like art now?
I just can't get into that stuff.
Okay, all right. Could. It's okay. That's all right. You don't have to.
Never could.
It's okay. Listen, if you ever want,
I wanted to just watch The Sopranos when I was like 12, and I did. And
I mean, listen,
so good.
I think like if you're looking at a Venn diagram, I think that there's some overlap here because you're telling me about what you've done in your previous like professions when it came to editing. There's a lot of yelling in DBZ too. So like for almost for the entire episode. So I'm just saying, just might be some overlap there.
Could be. I'm not into manga porn.
No.
Hell yeah, Sopranos. That's what I'm talking about. Which Dragon Ball Z character is in manga porn?
What? I mean, Cell absorbs people with his tail. That's kind of kinky. Majin Buu eats people.
Oh,
if that's your thing too. This.
People, what's happening to this stream? We're at the very end of the hour. That's what's happening. And we've gone 2.5 months of talking football, 3 days a week
books
in this show. What's that?
What's the
manga? Like manga?
It's the books, but no, we're not Rule 34ing anything. Okay, yeah, Patriots might be legit. Monday Night Football. Who do you have winning? It's got a shine to it. That's true. Oh my god! Now I want clickbait characters as GBZ.
Manga?
Well, 5 is Krillin. That's easy. Like that's easy. I feel like people who watch GBZ, I feel like Perna would be Hercule.
Whoa.
I feel like if you look up Hercule, you'll be like, yeah.
Is that short for Hercules?
I'm not saying I watch hentai. I want to make that very clear.
I'm not judging it. I'm not saying it's bad, guys. You can be into it. I'm just saying it was never my thing. I didn't read comics. I wasn't into superheroes. I was into going outside and playing and then watching Showtime. Red Shoe Diaries. David Duchovny reading sexy stories about naked women late at night. Like, oh my God, this comes on TV after 10? What is happening to me? I transitioned from having Billy Ray Cyrus posters on my wall to, okay, Showtime, Cinemax after dark.
Scooter
This is my new
Yamcha.
jam. All right, anyway, who's playing tonight?
The Bears and Steelers.
Oh, that game's going to suck. Why even watch it? Why do we even watch? Where are my Red Shoe Diary fans? Come on, I know you're out there.
To suffer.
Did you ever see Red Shoe Diaries, Tom?
No.
Oh man. Oh. Let me shame you for not watching Red Shoe Diaries the way I'm being shamed for not watching Dragon Ball hentai. Okay,
no. I didn't say I was watching hentai. It's just Dragon Ball Z. I watched that when I was growing up.
The Turtles, the Ninja Turtles. I watched them.
Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's solid. What other cartoons did you watch?
Darkwing Duck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What about Kurt Cowardly Dog?
DuckTales. What's that?
Ooh. Okay.
Then I got into Saved by the Bell,
That's not a cartoon.
I know. I said these are real actors.
Oh, so you just left cartoons behind.
So look at all these artists putting all this work into these animations.
I feel like we lost like 400 viewers.
Yeah, we should probably end the show.
I
think the Steelers are going to beat the Bears.
You think Steelers? Yeah, I think Steelers. Folks, this has been a journey. This is, I love how literally we had, like in the last 10 minutes, we just went completely off the rails. Just completely off.
Darkwing Duck was underrated.
Darkwing Duck, yeah, I agree with that. I concur with that statement 100%. Courage the Cowardly Dog is excellent. It is. I recommend.
I like cartoons, everybody. Let's not cancel me, okay?
By the way, speaking of animated, Invincible, I feel like you would like Invincible. Do you like really violent shows? You like The Sopranos.
Oh. See, you say Invincible, I think of that movie with Mark Wahlberg being
Come play for the Eagles? No.
Eagles. He was the Eagles guy.
And Invincible, it's an Amazon Prime series. It's an animated series. And it's a superhero thing, but it's incredibly violent.
I'll check it out.
It's pretty good.
The ultra violence.
That's it. That's it.
Clockwork Orange. Watched when I was 5 years old.
This explains. I was like, this explains so much. This is.
Let me get into Kubrick now, mother. Why are you so weird, child? All right,
folks. This has been
we're gonna go.
All right, we're gonna leave before other things happen. We appreciate you. We got over 3,000 people here.
We did
we
it.
appreciate you. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna over there. Do we want to do the new tagline or do you want to stick with the
new
old one?
tagline?
Hold on. How about this? I'll say the old one and you say the new one. All right, ready? Yep. Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. You've been navigated.
You've reached your destination. GPS.